Welcome back, episode 3, Q&A. So we're not doing a review on the Kane Brown concert. It was actually a scam. So my fault and her fault.
Our fault for telling y'all to go check it out because there was no concert. Apparently the concert's been rescheduled to September. So that Facebook accounts promoting something that's not even happening and asking people to make accounts and credit card info.
Hopefully if you put your credit card info, go ahead and cancel your card because I don't know what's going to happen. We are not held reliable for this. But we'll start with y'all's Q&As.
Thank you for everyone that asked questions.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. And we'll try to answer them to the best of our abilities. Okay, question number 1. What do you think of each other's siblings?
Well, so we each actually have 2 siblings. I'm the middle child. I have an older sibling and a younger sibling. Mark is the oldest. He has 2 younger siblings. I personally love them. I think at first I was a little nervous to meet them just because, siblings. But I think they're both very sweet. I really like the relationship they have, like the 3 of them as just brother and sister because it's 1 brother and 1 sister. And I just love how welcome they make me feel every time I'm around them. So I genuinely I'm very fond of them. I really like them. So yeah, shout out to y'all if y'all watching. You know who you are.
And then for Steph has an older sister and a younger sister. And it's crazy because I was actually in the same grade as her older sister when we were in middle school, but I didn't know.
Yeah.
But no, they've been very welcoming. They're always like, how are you? How are your family? They're very sweet. And I enjoy coming over here. Like, we're actually at Steph's place and they're very homey, and I appreciate y'all for just allowing me to spend time over here.
We love
Love
you.
y'all. Question number 2.
Any bad dates y'all went on through the app before meeting each other? Oof. You want to answer first?
I can go on for an hour. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
How many apps you?
I'm kidding. So, I was on a couple, like I said, the other video. But honestly, they were just kind of like weird. If I'm being honest, like people asking me for my ID to send to like their friends and stuff like that, which I guess that's like a security issue. I don't know. I just thought a lot of the dates were kind of awkward and weird. Like people were just weird.
For me, I guess a couple of dates that I went on before. I think the one that I guess I can remember the most was just a person not being like I had pictured them to be. I think that was kind of strange for me, because it's like you have it. But like I guess that's the risk you take, right? Whenever you meet somebody online, like they come across a certain way, but then when you meet them in person, like, oh, you're not nearly as tall as I thought you were. Something like that. Other than that, no. Other than that, I would say for me, like the biggest struggle was just getting people to like actually show up. Like I honestly got stood up a couple times, and to me that was very frustrating because it's like we're going, like you asked me out on a date, and the day of you cancel on me, and it was just like, and that happened twice with 2 different guys right before I met him.
So if y'all are watching this, y'all done fucked up.
No, I mean I don't follow them already. It is what it is.
I don't care. Y'all done fucked up.
And then, and I think to me that was like the most frustrating part, just kind of talking to someone like constantly, and then whenever that time comes up to actually meet up, they like kind of bail down. I'm just like, you're making me waste my time. So I think those are probably the bad experiences that I feel like I've had.
Okay, next question. If Mark really liked Campusanos, why did he order a burger? It was actually more like a torta.
It was an avocado burger.
It was like a torta. And then the second time we went back, I actually got the fajitas. And I ate off of her plate too, so that's why I liked it. I was like, okay. And surprisingly,
we went to
Campusanos today, so sponsor us.
Yeah.
Next one.
How come y'all didn't acknowledge Mr. Noah? He was working during the video. Actually, it wasn't Mr. Noah. So my dog's name is Noah. We call him Mr. Noah. It was actually the dog that was across. It was one of the dogs in the neighbor's house. It wasn't Noah that was barking during our video, but we love Mr. Noah. We would never not acknowledge him. He loves Mark too. So.
I love him too. How did y'all date during a pandemic? That's a good one. That's a really good question.
It's very hard. It still is, I guess.
It sucks not being able to go out and go places, but we try to figure out different things to do. Like, we've had picnic dates. We had dates where we go, somewhere, grab some food, and then
bring it back home. Whenever the shutdown was going on, I think was the hardest part. I think we went without seeing each other for like over a month for some time. And the thing is about the pandemic, it started when we had only been dating like 3 months. So it was like very early on during our relationship, but I feel like we were both just very patient and kind of like, well, we're gonna figure it out, right? We're gonna make it work. So we had a lot of virtual dates. Like, our entire summer was basically like virtual dating. We really didn't see each other. We were very mindful about our family. Like, we did want to see each other, but we had to keep in mind like the other people that live in our household. And then, little by little, I think we're the only person outside our household that we hang out with for that same reason. We're just trying to be very safe. And then, yeah, I mean,
museum dates.
Virtual museum dates. We did that too. We've done book studies, Bible study. We started watching shows together where we can like share our screen. So it's been rough, but I think it's been worth it. I think.
Let me put it to y'all like this: if you want it to work, you're gonna find a way to make it work, and that's just kind of what we've done.
Yeah, it made our relationship stronger to some extent. We kind of were forced to just talk rather than go and do things.
Yeah. So get to know your partner. That's a key for a successful relationship. Knowing your partner.
Moving on.
Oh, okay, we can do that one. Okay, this is a good one, and we actually got it 2 hours ago. Similarities in y'all's jobs if y'all ever switch.
And if you'd ever switch. Similarities. Well, I think we mentioned this in our first video. We're both actually teachers. I'm an elementary school teacher and Mark's a high school teacher. So I guess similarities is the fact that we're in the same field. Would we ever switch? I don't think I could teach high school students. Maybe I could work at a high school, maybe like in an admin level type. But no, I don't know. I feel like I probably like they're taller than me and they look older than me, so I think I'd struggle with that working in a high school.
I love high school. I don't think I could do elementary. Like, I feel like I talk a lot of mess to my to my students when they aren't doing what they need to be doing, and I don't think I could do that with elementary kids. Like, I feel like I'd hurt their feelings or something. It's just, I don't know. If I was to teach, I'd probably go back to middle school, maybe 6th grade at the least. But yeah. I don't think I could do the younger kids. And admin role, I don't think that's for me, just because I'm kind of like, I don't break the rules. I just sometimes don't tend to follow them to the extent. And like, see, that's like her admin face right there. She hates hearing that. But,
my little ears. When he said something that he didn't do, I'm like, oh, don't tell me that.
But that's a really good one. Is Stephanie really funny?
I'm hilarious.
She is pretty hilarious. I give it. Sometimes her jokes, I'm just like, this ain't the time. But for the most part, she is pretty goofy. I like that. Alright, next one.
Review/react big fights in Naruto.
I am down with that. I want to, so y'all can see her reaction. We're watching Naruto she's watching Naruto for the first time.
It's a give and take. He agreed to watch How I Met Your Mother with me. I've watched that show like 5 times, and I'm agreeing to watching Naruto with him. He's watched that like 5 times too. So it's like a little bit of each other's likes.
So we can definitely do some fight reactions. I think you like it.
What is the first thing that most attracted you about each other?
Do I gotta go first?
Yeah, you go first, because I'm still thinking. I'm trying to remember who that's the first.
It's easy. Her caca brown eyes and her smile. Dead ass. For real.
That is what he calls my eyes, caca brown eyes. Whenever he first told me, I was like, wait, is that a compliment? Or what are you trying to tell me with my eyes? I think his smile was probably one of the first things that attracted me to him too. And just, I don't know, just his, I don't know. Yeah, I think so. I think the confidence was very attractive too. And he just kept smiling. So I was like, I could consider that all day. So.
Shout out to my mama for the braces. Next one.
Talk about each other's quirks, like Mark pacing around mindlessly. Oh man. So Mark does have this thing where he just paces around the room. And it was so funny because his siblings brought it up and I was like, wait, I thought I was the only one that had noticed that. So we'll be on the phone, or even if we're just sitting down in the kitchen, we're eating. He's eating, but he's walking around as he eats. He does pace a lot. What other quirk do you have? Let me see. What else do you do?
Burping a quirk, I guess. I fart too.
And he kind of burps, I guess. I mean, but I got him. I told him, if you're gonna burp, just please say excuse me each time, and he's done that now.
I've been doing that a couple times.
I can't think of more right now. I feel like that's a question to think about.
Let's see, Steph's quirks. Like quirky quirks. She's, I don't know, I feel like she's very mindful to detail, and I like that because she'll call me out on my BS sometimes when I'm doing something I'm probably not supposed to be doing, or you know, you're timely too. And she always wants to do things the right way.
He's always late. That's yeah, always.
It's not a quirk.
It's not a quirk?
I guess.
If I'm on time, you're not. I guess it could be a quirk.
She's always timely.
But I've learned a lot of patience, I guess. I'm sorry, I think I'm gonna go deviate from the question.
It's okay. Who's your favorite group of students? I don't have favorites.
When's the kiddo coming?
It's gonna be a minute. It's gonna be a minute.
Yeah.
We gotta get our
Life together. Yes. Our goal, I think, more like just
reach our goals.
Short-term goals we have, and then when the time's right.
But we agreed on 5, right?
I would love to have 5 one day, but we'll see.
I said 3. She says 5, so it's 5.
How did y'all meet? Did you watch our first video?
Did you? First video. Shout out to Bumble. So
yeah, we met on Bumble.
That
It's a
was
dating app.
on Bumble.
For you young kids, if y'all don't know.
What do you think about Super Straight? I have no idea. Is that like a movie or something? Like Super Bad? I don't know. I can't answer that.
If she told you to sell the Charizard, would you? Millionaire dollar question.
Would I sell it?
I don't think I would ever ask him to sell it. Actually, he is going to sell it.
I am going to sell it.
We know when that's going to happen.
It's going to be
But a long time from now.
a time from now.
Yeah.
It's an investment. And it's probably going to be our kids' tuition to college.
Mm-hmm.
So that's years away. So for that, I will sell it. Otherwise, I'm just holding on to it. All right, we got a couple more questions.
Make a prank video. I guess it's not really a question, but it's the second time someone says to make a prank, and it's usually on me.
I feel like she'd probably yell at me if I did. If I did prank her.
Probably a bad reaction.
Yeah. What is your favorite memory from 7th grade history? Do you have any memories from 7th grade history?
Yeah, there was a guy I think that used to ask me for the answers to the test. I gave them to him. I didn't know any better.
If it's teaching, I just remember yelling at y'all all the time because y'all were a mess. Especially 8th period, you know who you are. I don't think I have y'all on social media though. But for me, it was Coach Yates putting kids in headlocks. That was like hilarious. I loved Coach Yates.
Middle school?
Yeah, it was Coach Yates.
Oh, yeah.
Another one.
Oh, what made you do YouTube? I think we talked about that. Honestly, I think it's something that we had been talking about for a while, and I feel like we're doing it more for each other. We're honestly just having fun with it. I think we've been bonding through this too. I mean, it's the creative way, I guess, to bond with each other. Not that we don't bond every day, which we do, but I don't know. We're having fun. And I know that it's something we want to look back years from now, maybe when I have our kids. Hey, you want to know how we were when we were younger? Just watch the videos. They're there for you guys.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why, I guess.
Also, it's kind of like we kind of like, honestly, we haven't planned them necessarily.
Yeah.
We just kind of knew what we were gonna. Some of these questions she didn't even know, and some of the questions I didn't know, and all this is on one take. So
yeah.
We're gonna go back and do that. Hope you're doing well, Yvette. Hope you're doing well.
And your dream car? I've always wanted a Jeep. Ever since I don't know, since I was little. Maybe since I was in college. Before that, I used to want like a buggy, like the little Volkswagen bug. I used to have the Barbie one. Ever since I just always wanted that. But then I changed my mind into a Jeep. And will I ever get it? Who knows? But I guess that's it.
For me, it would be a white Corvette Stingray. And I was actually pretty close to buying one. I think it was last year. I actually went to the dealership and talked to the lady and everything. But it was just a lot of money, and the roads I'd be going to work are pretty bad, so I'd probably have to get the car fixed like every other month. Lots of problems. So, no. Not anytime soon. Maybe down the line.
And our last question is, do you guys have nicknames for each other, or do you go by babe? We have a lot of nicknames for each other. We do go by babe and baby.
Go by Stephy, Steph. You should never call her by her full name. Like if I do, she's like, oh, you call me by my full name.
Yeah.
Never do that.
Just like I never call him Marcos. I just call him Mark or Marky. Mi amor.
Mi vida.
Mi corazoncito.
Mi amorcito.
Amorcito. All those.
You know, typical Spanish.
They're usually
nicknames.
Spanish nicknames, yeah.
So, real quick, just want to give a shout out to Coach Spencer and Kingdom Performance. Go follow them on Instagram. I believe they started up a YouTube as well. For your basketball needs, this is not sponsored by them, but you gotta help your friends when they're doing things. You gotta support them. So, shout out to Spencer. Appreciate the hoodie. With that being said,
because we actually do have another nickname.
we have another one.
That we call it, that's what we call.
That's what we are.
We are.
And that's what our siblings say. They're like, oh, Stepharky.
Stepharky's here.
Yeah. All right. So, it's just, I don't know. One day, I think I watched something I was watching like a Dragon Ball Z video, and I thought about it. I was like, oh, we call ourselves Stepharky, or we just go by Stepharky. We just kind of put two and two together. And in the video, if y'all know the fusion dance, we're not gonna do the whole thing, but we'll do part of it. So literally, ready? All right, ready? What? Okay, my bad. All right, ready? Dang, it's about to be 20 minutes. Oh man. All right, ready? Set. Fusion. Ha!
I was gonna say it.
That's all I'm gonna say. And then.
Yeah.
We are neither Stephanie or Mark. We are Stepharky. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next week.